and welcome to my first UFC 2 related gameplay video on my YouTube channel. Just to note, this was filmed via a video camera, so from the outside in, as opposed to with the recording within the gameplay itself through like a gaming chip, like an Elgato gaming chip. I've actually used an Elgato gaming chip before, which was actually really good. It's just that I wasn't using it that much, so I returned it in. But nothing against the Elgato gaming chip itself; it actually worked quite well. So I just wanted to kind of talk about. Well, I wanted to try this out. I wanted to see myself kind of like narrating some sort of gameplay, and also to talk about what this game does well and what could be improved on in the next UFC game. So let's start with the career mode. So as you can see here, I'm the champion of the lightweight division in UFC 2, and the journey there was quite easy. I'm sure, like, you don't necessarily have to try really hard to get there. You don't have to play long to be a champion either. But not so much the difficulty. It's more the lack of a narrative. Like, there's no real cutscenes involved. Imagine if UFC 2 had like an Alex Hunter version of it. You know, like Alex Hunter meaning the FIFA Journey career mode, where you use a single player and you navigate yourself to, EPL clubs, and the Alex Hunter returns looks really good, by the way, for the next FIFA. Imagine having something like that, like in the Ultimate. You start off in the Ultimate Fighter, like TV show, but you actually have like a narrative from the very start. And I reckon they should implement something like this to give the story more meaning. So, as you can see, I'm versing Joe Duffy. Not that he's that good, but that was the only fight offered to me. Well, I say he was not that good, but in the game he's rated 97. Like, as of like in the career mode, obviously he's not rated that. With our career mode, like if you did a normal exhibition match or whatever, he's lower. But this is where it gets unrealistic. Should Joe Duffy be 97 when John Jones is arguably the best MMA fighter to grace the octagon, despite the controversy surrounding him, at least one of the best? Then he's only 94 overall. Granted, he increases as the career mode progresses, but you don't want all fighters like Joe Duffy, Dustin Poirier to be over 90. I mean, where's the logic in that? So Joe Duffy kind of just takes me down here. Nothing really threatening. Just, if anything, my ground game is not superb when it comes to ground defense. In terms of my strengths in this game, I like to stand up, but well, as you can see there, just straight knockdown. That was quite devastating. I enjoyed that. Not so good when you're on the receiving end, though. I stuffed up here, though. I should have stopped this from happening, especially with his low stamina. I was off the ball there. So it's just a matter of time. Bang. So 2 uppercuts to the face, a bit of a taunt, and then Joanna Jacek's celebration. Joanna Jacek, of course, is the superb female athlete in the UFC strawweight division. A superb striker. I mean, this was an easy fight. Bang, bang. Yeah, Joe Duffy just couldn't match my fighter. He's pretty good in the stand-up game. On the ground, he's okay as well. I've got a few perks on the ground, so I've got the damage with ground and pound, and also chess master perks. But as you can see, Dana White. I thought he looks like Joe Rogan there for a second, but there we go. Dana White, the president of the UFC, giving it to Jonathan King. My name's Jonathan, so I stayed to some type of realism, and not that I ever compete in the UFC. I'm not good enough at all, but let alone an amateur competition. But if I ever had the ability to compete, I'd probably go in the lightweight division as well. Like my weight is, well, it depends who I'm talking to. So, there's pounds and kilograms, isn't there? In Australia, we use kilograms. So, well, let's just use pounds. 155 pounds. I think I weigh in between, 177 to 183. So I think the lightweight division, just a little bit of a weight cut there. So now we're jumping in straight into a online match with Alistair Ubereem. Of course, it's Overeem, but I like to call him Ubereem because he, as MMA fans know, he's a beast. Particularly back in the day, and he still is. But back in the day, he was a monster, but now he's a bit more technical with his striking. Switches up stances. He's always kind of done that a little bit, but his last few fights and stuff, like Mark Hunt and Fabricio Verdum, he likes that southpaw stance, and he's just so technical. It's great to watch him, and I feel comfortable playing with him in the game because he's got so many weapons, especially standing up. He's got that low kick that not a lot of heavyweights possess, if any. Like I don't know who else has that type of kick, like that Edson Barboza like low kick. If you know what I mean. There might be though. I'm versing Junior Dos Santos. So he's actually rated higher, Junior Dos Santos, and Alistair Overeem in the game. Junior Dos Santos is rated 90 overall, whereas Alistair Overeem is rated 89, but I felt pretty comfortable. The reach advantage, I had a little bit of a reach advantage there, and also just on the feet. Alistair Overeem is a beast. So let's see how it goes. I mean, I reckon, as I was talking about, the UFC game itself, it's a good game. Like, they've done a really good job. I mean, even though like I've recorded this through a video camera, so it's probably not the best example, but the graphics are stunning. Like they're really good. Probably what they need to work on is, just adding a few more aspects to the game. Like I really think a narrative would work really well in Korea. I also have to give a shout out to Martial Mind as well. Like he's helped me a lot with my UFC game. Like some of these combos like that. Like I learned that stuff off Martial Mind. I mean he's just an amazing player. And the way he analyzes fights, he's a real thinker. And when I kind of first started, I was kind of like rushing in, just kind of moving forward and not really waiting for the openings and leaving myself vulnerable. But as you see here, even though I'm moving forward, I'm kind of waiting. I'm not kind of throwing too much that I don't need. And well, he gets me here. But even though he got me here with a health event, I felt in control. I didn't feel overwhelmed, and that's why I'm kind of not really retreating, because I'm not really that afraid. So I've got my hands up. What am I going to do here, actually? Yeah, so these kind of kicks, low kicks, just to change it up a little bit. He's blocking now. So I pull back a little bit there. I really like Overeem's guillotine, especially from the clinch. Normally, I've submitted quite a few people. Okay, so I go for it here. This does not work. I stuffed up the first part. I'm actually quite good with submissions, but I stuffed this up bad. And we eventually get up. I mean, Alistair Overeem's guillotine is so good. Like, and I went southpaw actually. I was just like, yep, if I'm going to stand up southpaw, I'll go that. Go to the body, just uppercut, bang. I mean, it's all over. I mean, it's Alistair Uberim. Who else can it be? And that was all she wrote. Bit of a glitch or something there, sliding across, but he's just so powerful. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Be interesting to see who Overeem faces next in real life. It will be Francis Ngannou. We'll have to wait and see. I'd love to see him face Steve. That'd be great.